Hello and welcome to Rosman, North Carolina, a small town just outside of Brevard that butts up against the Pisgah National Forest. My name is Joe. Behind the camera is my beautiful wife Shelly and our canine friend Megs, and today we invite you to take a closer look at the Lazy J Campground.
The Lazy J Campground, located in Rosman, North Carolina, is perfectly situated next to the Pisgah National Forest and is centrally located between Brevard, Cashers, and Gorges State Park, all of which are worth a visit. To enter the campground, you must cross a long steel bridge that spans over the rushing waters of the North Fork of the French Broad River. Our campsite, E1, was located just past the literal fork in the unpaved road. Although there were a few rough spots on the road, it was generally easy to navigate. While our site was a pull-through, not all sites offered this convenience. The 30-amp electrical hookup had good wiring. You should be aware that a 50-amp option wasn't available in the park. Our site had an in-ground water hookup and septic system, while others had a pull-handle water source above ground. Although we didn't have our own restroom, we weren't alone. There were other campers without facilities, as well as some permanent residents who had their own. This meant that we didn't have much competition for the only restroom and shower that was available during our visit. Although the campground usually has 2 more restrooms, they were closed and hadn't been cleaned since winter. The restroom was functional and contained a toilet, shower, mirror, and locking door. However, there was no hand dryer or paper towels provided, making the walk back to the campsite even colder if you have wet hands. The bathroom did have a skylight which provided natural light, and it was heated and relatively clean. However, as with any outdoor restroom, you may encounter some creepy crawlies. Although we did not require it ourselves, it was reassuring to see that the campground provided a dedicated handicap parking space just outside the bathhouse. The campground offers 9 individual tent sites along the river, each with a single parking spot, fire pit, and mulched area for pitching a tent. While they all share these basic amenities, the views of the river vary from site to site. Among them, Site C7 boasts the best river view and the soothing sound of rapids. However, none of the tent sites offer complete seclusion from other campers. Although Rosman does not have any fast food restaurants or Dollar General stores, there are several options for food just 5 minutes from the campground. The nearby Hunt Brothers Pizza offers burgers, salads, and even ice cream. During our stay, the camp host recommended trying their salads, which were delicious and affordable. Within a 5-minute drive from the campground is a small IGA grocery store that carries fresh burgers, hot dogs, and other staples that may be useful for camping. Regarding amenities, the campground has limited offerings. There are a total of 3 slides and a few small ride-around toys for kids. 2 of the slides are those old American steel slides that can become quite hot in the summer sun. On the day of our visit, I was wearing jeans and managed to stick the landing on each slide without incident. Located just behind the campground office are a pair of friendly Shetland ponies that caught our dog's attention. Although we were unable to get close enough to pet them, the office provides treats that might help you befriend them. The campground staff encouraged us to take a walk along the even path beside the river to explore the cow pasture located behind the office. It's a short walk and the view is worth it. Remember to close the gate behind you to prevent cows from wandering the campground. As we approached the gated pasture, we couldn't help but notice a few abandoned vehicles, including a blue and white Starcraft boat that reminded me of my dad's old one from when I was a kid. Although we didn't spot any cows during our visit, we were surprised to see a vast collection of abandoned items ranging from cars, trucks, and buses to refrigerators, go-karts, and even buckets of liquid. While I do not intend to judge those who left these items behind, it was an unexpected sight. The land itself is picturesque, with the river running alongside and boasting beautiful bends and rapids. I couldn't help but imagine how incredible it would look if the abandoned equipment just wasn't occupying the space. There was an old Ford truck that caught my eye and would probably catch yours, and although they received numerous offers for it, the staff mentioned that it's not for sale. The scene continued on, leaving me with mixed feelings about the entire experience. One of the most interesting things that we saw was the Discoverer 25. Not Discover 25, but Discoverer 25. It's a motorhome designed by Larry Shimoda. He also designed the iconic 63 and 68 Corvette Stingrays. The Discoverer 25 had a futuristic design that was ahead of its time. Only around 3,300 were produced between 1971 and 74 before production stopped altogether. This truck was used to haul a burned out RV onto the property, but both the truck and RV were left abandoned on the spot. I didn't plan on spending so much time talking about the cow pasture, but it's really worth seeing. Or not. The abandoned vehicles and equipment extended to the other side of the river even. If you decide to visit, please be careful, as there could be sharp objects on the ground, and there are definitely snakes in the area, as evidenced by a shed snakeskin found inside a truck's overhead visor. The cow pasture behind the office is a sight to behold, but it's not for everybody. The abundance of abandoned vehicles and equipment in various states of decay may not be everyone's cup of tea. However, if you do decide to check it out, you'll see that the land is full of potential, and it's easy to imagine how stunning it could be if the abandoned items just were cleared away. Just be mindful that visiting that field is optional, and you don't have to see it at all if you don't want to. While most of the dilapidation is contained to the field, we did notice that the trash was piling up when we visited, and it wasn't clear how quickly it gets emptied. Additionally, there were a few RVs among the occupied ones that looked abandoned or very run down to us. On a positive note, the campground offers 2 spacious group sites at the back. While the nearby road may generate some ambient noise, it's not bad. It's very tolerable. The Wi-Fi is weak throughout the entire campground, and in some areas it's non-existent, if you're into that kind of thing. Those with T-Mobile will not receive any signal, and Verizon users can probably expect only 1 bar of service. Just a short walk past the group campsites and the tent sites, you'll find yourself entering into the Pisgah National Forest, with the river flowing right beside you. Follow the trail a bit further and you'll come across a beautiful waterhole perfect for swimming or swinging on the ropes that are already attached to the trees. Our dog Megs couldn't resist taking a dip. This spot also looks great for kayaking, and if you're feeling adventurous, Headwater Outfitters is just a few minutes away. Keep in mind that the waterhole and the surrounding areas may not be maintained, so exercise caution and be prepared to pack out your trash. In the end, we found this campground to be relatively quiet and uneventful, which can be a good thing if you're looking for a break from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. We enjoyed stargazing by the fire and unplugging from technology for a bit. Firewood is available for purchase, although we brought our own. Families with young children may find the limited amenities a bit dull, but for those seeking a peaceful retreat, it fits the bill. Here's a picture of the rules if you want to pause and take a look at them. Note that no hammocks are allowed. After spending a few days at this campground, I would rate it a 5.1 out of 10. While it may not be the most exciting or picturesque campground I've ever stayed at, it's also not the worst. The price point of $31 per night is reasonable and makes it a decent option for budget-conscious travelers. Overall, I would say this campground is best suited for those who don't mind a more low-key and laid-back experience. There are some positives, such as the nearby access to the Pisgah National Forest and River, but there are also some negatives, such as the lack of strong Wi-Fi signal and multiple available bathrooms in the off-season. While I wouldn't rush back to this campground for another stay, I wouldn't necessarily rule it out completely either. It's worth considering as a backup option, or for those who just need a simple, no-frills place to rest their heads for the night. I really hope this review has been helpful in your decision-making process. Safe travels, and we'll see you again soon.